Well, as we reported earlier this week, there are new concerns regarding religious freedom in Hong Kong. Reports say the former British territory may expand the Beijing-backed national security law passed in 2020. Article 23 would strengthen the government's crackdown on political dissidents. One expert says the measure could be used against Christian missionaries and even Hong Kong church officials attempting to talk to the Vatican. And for analysis, we turn now to Gordon Chang, author of The Coming Collapse of China and the just-released China is Going to War. Gordon, great to have you back on. First, tell us more about Article 23 and why is it being considered when the current national security law is already resulting in numerous arrests and even convictions?
That's a great question, Tracy. The national security law of 2020 was called the end of law in Hong Kong. So one can argue that Article 23 legislation, which is now being considered, would really just be superfluous. But what it really does is it does send a message, and it is one more nail in the coffin. And yes, the Catholic Church and all religion in Hong Kong are at risk because Beijing has made it very clear in the mainland itself that they will brook no religious faith. And they're going to do the same thing in Hong Kong as well. So really, the Catholic Church has to fight this because its days in Hong Kong are numbered if it doesn't.
Yeah, and this Article 23 is really causing concern among religious freedom advocates. I understand the proposal also is really worrying foreign businesses with headquarters in Hong Kong. What can you tell us about that, Gordon?
Yes, what we're seeing is foreign business leave Hong Kong, and this has been a trend now for a couple of years. And part of it is because of the national security implications that Beijing believes that any sort of comment on China's economy, which is failing, is a national security crime. And we're going to see the same thing in Hong Kong as well, because Beijing officials now control the Hong Kong government, which really is just sort of facing a front organization for the rest of the world. The problem is that Beijing is absolutely determined to make Hong Kong exactly like the rest of the mainland. And some people say it's actually more dangerous to live in Hong Kong than in the mainland, because in Hong Kong, you have a sense of you got more latitude to do what you want, where you really don't. And the lines are changing so fast that really it is a danger for people to be in Hong Kong.
Gordon, I want to talk about the church a little bit more. How is this going to impact local church leaders and them being able to communicate with the Vatican?
Well, the Vatican will be seen as an outside organization in foreign interference in Hong Kong affairs, which would be a crime under Article 23 and already is a crime under the 2020 legislation. And they're going to use that any way they can. You know, we had Cardinal Zen was convicted. He's appealing his conviction. He was, of course, innocent of any crime as we would think of that. And then, of course, Jimmy Lai, a convert to Catholicism, is now on trial. Beijing has made it very clear that he's going to spend the rest of his life in a Hong Kong prison. So they are going after faith. It's not just politics, because faith is more dangerous to the regime than politics. And we have seen this in the way they have treated not only Uyghurs, but Protestants, Catholics, even Buddhists, because Buddhism was once thought to be a homegrown religion, not foreign. Well, the Buddhists themselves are under persecution as well.
Yeah, this is also very concerning. Gordon, we have about a minute or so left, but I want to touch on this. We mentioned that story earlier about the reports about luxury cars being detained in U.S. ports amid fears that they contain a part that may have been produced by forced labor in China. What more do you know about this?
Well, Volkswagen and others, they notified U.S. Customs about this part, which was good for them. The problem here is that the Biden administration has not really enforced the Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act or the Tariff Act of 1930, the forced labor provisions, to the extent that they should, because many products in China, not just the ones that people talk about, have actually been produced with forced or slave labor. And this affects the supply chains of multinational companies as well as Chinese companies.
And really quickly, what else are you following?
Well, right now, there is this concern about Taiwan. 2 Chinese fishermen were drowned on Wednesday. And we're going to see whether Beijing is serious about annexing Taiwan, because they now have in their own mind a justification to go to war. I don't think they will, but we're going to see a lot about how they really feel about Taiwan as we see them react to these two deaths.
Oh, Gordon, always good to be with you. Thank you so much. We appreciate your time.
Thank you, Tracy.